Vocabulary. Language. 1.a Read the information about Shin. Rearrange the letters in italics to complete the sentences. 1. My family is British Chinese. Seoul grew up Eugimblial, speaking Chinese and English. Bilingual. 2. Actually, I have a high level of usenful in Spanish. 2. Fluency. 3. Of course, many of my friends are British, so their Rethom Goten is English mother tongue. 4. However, London is very cosmopolitan. It is easy to meet Jinneroff people here. Foreign. 5. My best friend Sylvie is from Poland, but she sounds like a Wetina Priska native speaker. 6. Sometimes I teach her glands as she didn't learn informal words in school. Slang. 7. And she teaches me computer gronya. I find it difficult, but she works in IT. Jargon. 8. In some ways Sylvie has better Glerenin Stetscherai than me. Learning strategies. 9. I think her strongest kills is writing. She is amazing. Skill. 10. I am quite careless in comparison and my kakari can be weak. Accuracy. B. Use the words from exercise 1a to complete the sentences. You may need to change the form of the word. 1. Bilingualism is an advantage in today's world. 2. My mother is fluent in several languages. She's really clever. 3. I wish I could use language more accurately. I make a lot of mistakes. 4. What is your mother tongue? You sound German. 5. He always feels like a foreigner in his own country because he hasn't lived there for years. 6. I don't like slang. I prefer it when people use standard English. 7. Do you have good listening skills? 8. Dan is a native speaker, so he checks all the English in the business documents. 2a Circle the question with the correct form. 1. B. What kind of activity helps you learn new vocabulary? 2. B. Which language did you want to learn when you were younger? 3. B. Do you ever wish you had a different mother tongue? Match questions 1 to 7 in exercise 2a with answers A-G. D. I review a few words every day and write example sentences. 1. A. Oh, English of course, because it is international. 2. F. Not really, but I wish I had learnt English earlier. 3. G. Websites mostly for online news and sometimes magazines about films. 4. B. Yes. I was always interested in different cultures. 5. E. A few years ago on my first trip abroad. 6. C. Mostly my pronunciation, I don't feel confident about it. 7.
Unit 1. Identity. Recording 1. 1.
When's the best time to learn a language?
2.
Who was your first English teacher?
3.
Where's the dictionary?
4.
Why did people stop speaking Latin?
5.
What did you learn last lesson?
6.
What does your name mean?
Listen again and repeat, paying attention to the intonation. 1. When's the best time to learn a language? 2. Who was your first English teacher? 3. Where's the dictionary? 4. Why did people stop speaking Latin? 5. What did you learn last lesson? 6. What does your name mean? Listening. A. 1.2. Listen to 3 people answering the questions below. Write their answers. Which language did you learn? How did you learn it? Which? How? Maria English Indiana lessons at school, Ahmed Dutch in evening classes, Jessie Japanese in day-to-day life informally.
Unit 1. Recording 2.
Maria.
My mum and dad didn't speak any other languages at home, only German. But when I started school, they were really keen for me to learn English. My mother said it would give me a lot of job opportunities. Luckily, I think I had a natural talent and it's something I was interested in anyway, so I enjoyed my lessons. I think my mum encouraged me because she liked traveling so much. We used to visit different countries every year, mostly in Europe. But one year we went to Thailand and I absolutely loved it. Everything was so different. It was a culture shock, but in a good way. That's probably why I became a translator, actually, because of my mum encouraging me to learn other languages and visit other countries. I'm pleased she did. I feel very lucky that I meet people from all around the world.
Ahmed.
Well, Lebanon is a beautiful country, and living in Beirut always felt very cosmopolitan. I mean, when you walk down the street, you hear Arabic, French, English, all sorts. A lot of the population there speak more than one language. I like that. It's a great experience, I think. You understand that the world is full of different people and different cultures. And it's pretty similar in the Netherlands too, I guess. When I moved there to work, I couldn't speak Dutch or Flemish. I mostly communicated in English to start with. To be honest, it didn't actually cause many problems because people there are usually fluent in English. But I did some part-time Dutch lessons at college in the evenings, and by the end of the first year, I could get by. I hope I'm pretty fluent nowadays, but you'd have to ask my Dutch friends.
Jessie. I think in the UK we aren't brilliant at learning new languages. I think people would like to learn, but because English is so common everywhere, people don't always feel a pressure to speak other languages. And when Brits travel, they can generally use English, which is a shame because practice is so important with that kind of thing. I only learnt Japanese because I was living in Japan for a while. I worked for an international company and spent a couple of years in Tokyo. I didn't have lessons, I picked it up in my day-to-day life. To begin with, I could only use the basics, hello, how are you, that kind of thing, but I gradually built up my knowledge. I wasn't fluent when I left, but I had basic communication skills, and I could do most day-to-day things, shopping, arranging to meet people, everyday stuff.
Listen again and answer the questions. 1. Which country outside Europe did Maria visit? Thailand. 2. What is her job now? A translator. 3. Where did Ahmed move to? The Netherlands. 4. How did he communicate to start with? He spoke English. 5. Why does Jessie think British people don't learn other languages? Because English is commonly used and they don't feel pressure to learn another language. 6. Which country did she live in for a while? Japan. Read the extracts from the recording. What do you think the words and phrases in bold mean? Match them with meanings A, F. 1. They were really keen for me to learn English. D. Very interested, wanting to do something very much. 2. It was a culture shock. A. A feeling of confusion when in a new and different country. 3. Living in Beirut always felt very cosmopolitan. F. Having people from different parts of the world. 4. But did some part-time Dutch lessons. C. For only part of a day or a week. 5. Weren't brilliant at learning new languages. B. Extremely intelligent or skilled. 6. I picked it up in my day-to-day life. E. To learn informally without lessons by exposure. Writing. Emails of introduction. Learn to write formal and informal emails. Read the purposes of 2 emails. Which email needs to be formal? 1. Introduce myself to a member of my host family in Spain before I visit. 2. Introduce myself as the new chairperson of the Teachers Association. Email 2 needs to be formal. Read the emails and underline the correct alternatives. 2. psanchez@yahoo.es. Subject: Hi. From Daniela G. Jones@hitmail.com. Hi Pilar, Madam Pilar. How are you? No, I'm going to stay with you this summer. I thought I'd send an email to introduce myself. My name's Daniela, but my friends call me Danny, and I hope you will, too. I'm 18 years old and at university here in Manchester, studying business and economics. I've got lots of hobbies. I love horse riding, swimming, listening to music, and I also play the flute. My favorite hobby, though, is dancing. I am particularly really like samba and salsa. I can't wait to staying with you in Spain, though my Spanish isn't very good. Hope to hear from you soon. Danny. 2. Membership@taas.com. Subject: Introductions. From hatkeystj@lzu.edu. Dear members, I am writing to introduce myself. As many of you know, I will begin in the role of chairperson of the Teachers Association of Amlan State at the end of this month. I would like to take this opportunity my major plans for the association over the coming year. I am a maths and physics teacher. I have been in the profession for over 40 years in a variety of roles: teacher, administrative assistant, head teacher and school inspector. My first priority is to increase membership. In the last 6 years we have seen a decrease of almost 30% in our numbers. I have various proposals for achieving this, which I will explain during our first meeting next month. I look forward to working with you all. Yours sincerely, Jacqueline Hatquist. Read the instructions and write an email. 120 to 150 words. You are going on an adventure trip for students of English. You will join 10 other students from all over the world on a 1-month tour of India. The tour will include cultural visits and 2 hours of English lessons every day. Write an email of introduction to the other students.